Now on 7 News, a winter storm slams the southeast. It leaves a rare sight along the Gulf Coast. How it brought joy to some and worries for others.
It's beautiful. There's just no words to describe it. Snow on the beach, who would have thought?
We have live team coverage tracking the storm's impacts across the upstate.
And there's snow in the low country this morning for the first time in years. Enough for some skiing on King Street in downtown Charleston. Olivia, you live there. Ever try that out?
No, I never got to ski in downtown Charleston, but maybe sometime soon.
We can always hope. Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 22nd. It's 6:31. I'm Fred Cunningham.
I'm Olivia Donnelly. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Parts of our area are under a winter weather advisory, and we have school closings and delays because of this. You can follow those right now at the bottom of your screen.
And we have live team coverage tracking the winter weather. 7 News' Simone Jameson is in Spartanburg County. Christine Scarpelli's been on the roads across the upstate, but we begin with meteorologist Malachi Rogers.
Yes, and we're going to begin talking about our weather impact day and a winter weather advisory for the upstate of South Carolina. Everybody south of Interstate 85 is going to include Union County, southern Spartanburg County. You see Lawrence and Greenwood included in this, as well as Anderson and Abbeville. Also Oconee County and all of northeast Georgia from Toccoa to Elberton. The concern is that the snow that came in yesterday, and although it was maybe only a dusting up to an inch in these locations, freezing temperatures, and that snow is packed. So in many spots where the roads were not treated, we have dangerous driving conditions on the roadway, something that Christine and Simone are actually covering early this morning. So what you want to be aware of is that we have those patchy spots of ice and snow, especially on secondary roads, and we're dealing with some very cold temperatures. Teens and 20s this morning in the upstate, teens and single digits in the mountains. And when we factor in the winds, our feels like temperatures are in the single digits in the mountains. It feels like 10 to around 15 this morning in the upstate. Again, the best advice is if you don't have to go outside, do not, because we are going to stay cold throughout the day, despite the fact that we are starting to see some clearing across downtown Spartanburg and Greenville. Currently in Spartanburg, our temperature sits right at around 15 to 16 degrees. Downtown Greenville, we're currently sitting at about 19 degrees, a little bit warmer, but the feels like temperature is right at 11. It's a cold morning, whether you're in the upstate of the mountains, and it stays that way despite the sunshine, with our high temperatures expected to stay in the low 30s today for your Wednesday in both the upstate and the mountains.
Thank you, Malachi. Our team coverage continues. 7 News' Simone Jameson is live in Spartanburg County. Good morning.
Good morning, Fred. I'm live from the State Department of Transportation office here in Spartanburg, where we've seen snow plows on the road. We've seen transportation crews hard at work to maintain some of these roads. And you do want to be mindful of the road conditions, especially around curves, with the dusting and ice that we've seen overnight. Could potentially lead to your car sliding if you're not careful. We've seen light traffic, but not too much on the roadways, which has been a pretty good thing. And the drivers that we have seen have been using that caution. Now, this is the time that crews have been working overtime to salt all the major highways and thoroughfares to help keep traffic moving smoothly. And here in Spartanburg County, there are around 1,700 miles of roads. This is also the kind of weather home repair experts say you need to be the most vigilant. Freezing temperatures can threaten everything from the comfortability of your home to your pipes, potentially causing them to rupture.
Leave your faucets on a drip. When you drip the faucets, it keeps the water running through the system, and it's just harder to freeze moving water. So if you go to your faucets, open the cabinets to let the warm air in, and then drip both hot and cold.
Now, home repair experts also advise that you close up any openings that you may have in your crawl space and really do whatever means necessary to keep more of that heat inside your home. These frigid temperatures are expected through the rest of the week, so trust me, if you don't have to be out in it, stay in. But be sure to stick with us on air and online at WSPA.com as you plan your day. We're live in Spartanburg County. Simone Jameson, 7 News.
Thanks, Simone. The snow arrived in Greenwood County yesterday afternoon. Flurries covered the tops of cars and roads. County workers salted sidewalks before snow started falling. Fire departments tell us they're ready to roll for any weather-related calls. If you use generators or space heaters, the fire chief has this warning for your safety.
The portable generators, we recommend that, they stay at least 20 foot away from the house while you're using them. Anytime you're using space heaters of any type, be it electrical or kerosene heaters, we recommend 36 inches of clearance completely around the unit. With the electric ones, we recommend they be plugged directly into a wall outlet. And with the kerosene heaters, be sure you have ventilation in the home.
All school districts in Greenwood County are on e-learning today because of the wintry weather.
The city of Greenville shared some pictures of the snowstorm on social media. Take a look at some of these images downtown. This is the fountain in front of the Weston Poinsett. Officials are encouraging people to stay off the roads. They say the streets and the sidewalks could still be slick after this drop in temperatures from overnight. And at 6:36, we check in with 7 News' Christine Scarpelli. She's out monitoring the roadways and continues our team coverage in Anderson. Good morning.
Hey Liv, keeping you posted. Yeah, we're headed into Easley now. Easley is dry as a bone. There is no snow that I can see anywhere here on the roads. Really barely even any precipitation left over on the streets. Nothing in the median here. Clemson was this way too. Really didn't see much in Clemson. A little bit of variation in color in some of the lanes. So again, that black ice or any kind of frozen over precipitation could still be in some areas, especially those that aren't going to get the sun as early today. Malachi mentioned it's going to be a nice sunny day, which is going to help just maybe melt anything that's remaining on some of the roads. But again, just dry as a bone here. This is Easley. We were here from Anderson County. In Anderson County, we were seeing a little bit more on the roads as far as snow goes and a little bit of precipitation. Some ice when you came to stop signs and traffic lights especially. Also in Anderson County, we're seeing some of the snow coming off the backs of cars. So that's just something to watch out for. Photographer Jack cannot sing his praises enough this morning, taking his time, going slow on the roads every now and then. He'll go over to the rumble strip to keep me awake. I see what you're doing, Jack. I see what you're doing. Keep me awake here, but it's because everything is nice and dry here in Easley. We'll head back towards Greenville County. Keep you posted. A little bit earlier, we saw some ice on the roads there, so we'll tell you what we find. Who knows? It could be Dunkin' Donuts. We'll just keep you posted, guys.
Scarpelli, we appreciate it. Now let's head out there on the roadways this morning because obviously our weather elements are not a one-size-fits-all approach. And I know this might be hard to comprehend for some, but just because you are not experiencing an icy commute in your home where you live does not mean your friends down the road 20 miles away do not have ice on their roadways. So it's a blanket statement to remind you to drive carefully on a morning following some snowy, icy possible conditions. As we've mentioned, it's our main roads that look clear, but your side streets are going to have some ice. Main Street in Greenville might not have some, but East Broad Street might have some. It's some of those areas not so heavily traveled, so definitely something to consider. You want to make sure that you are prepared and planned versus having to kind of navigate while you go. It's better to make sure that you're budgeting that extra time versus coming into morning traffic. And while conditions are dry there, take a look at this. This is the snowfall of the Arthur Ravenel Bridge in Charleston that connects to Mount Pleasant, the Double Diamonds. The bridge was closed to drivers overnight due to the icy conditions.
Well, here's snow falling at the College of Charleston at Cistern Yard, the oldest area of campus. It snowed in Charleston yesterday for the first time since 2018, and students took advantage of the rare sight last night. It was something new for a CFC student from Brazil.
Well, we wanted to experience snow in Charleston for the first time in forever, and I mean, a lot of people go to the school for the warm weather, and so it's very jarring that this is happening.
And here's a live look at the cistern this morning. It is empty right now. You can see the tracks left behind in the snow by students and staff.
More coverage of the winter storm impacts in the low country. Video here on your screen of the heavy snow falling in Mount Pleasant. What looks to be like a scene out of a Christmas movie. And even the Petey area of South Carolina got some love from the snow. Flurries pelted Florence late yesterday afternoon. Some parts of the Midlands received 3 to 4 inches of snow. Remember that you can get the latest weather forecast, alerts, radar, and more by downloading our 7 News and 7 Weather apps. They're free to download by visiting your app store.
You have seats for games or big concerts and they suddenly disappear. Coming up, Diane Lee is here to help with advice on ticket transfer scams and a 7 News consumer exclusive. It's 20 minutes before 7 o'clock. That's a live look at the Clemson University campus on a Wednesday morning. This is 7 News.